Overcome sales objections before they come up. Top home improvement sales reps use a testimonial system as their secret weapon to minimize objections before they happen. In this video, I'm going to talk through 3 points that will help you overcome these objections as you're going through your sales process. Number 1, the strategic testimonial bank system. So what I mean by bank is always have 2 to 3 testimonials in your back pocket ready to go. What I like to do is I have 1 to 2 good testimonials and then maybe 1 to 2 redemptive testimonials. The good testimonials are always going to roll over the bad ones, obviously, because you want to imply that you're a good company, not that you guys are continually making mistakes and having to clean up the mess. You're obviously going to talk about the good ones more than the bad ones, but nobody's perfect, and some homeowners will appreciate that maybe there was a bad experience that somebody had, but you guys fixed it, right? You could get this maybe from a Google review that left you a bad review and get the story behind the scenes from your office and figure out what you guys did to fix that issue. But really, your good testimonials is what you want to hang on to. And how you do that is this. As far as how to implement this correctly, you would say something along the lines of, you know what, your project reminds me of this one, and you would insert that story. You know what, your house reminds me of a customer that we did, and they were doing really something similar to what you guys were thinking. And it even helps you here to have pictures. Pictures are so powerful in this situation to show and tell, not just tell. Number 2 is going to be a tailored company story. Most sales reps and most companies, honestly, they teach company story completely incorrectly. Some of these company stories are so boring because you're just hearing how long the company's been around and how great they are and why the customer should choose you. This is my rule for a company story. Do not do a company story until you've done a discovery phase first, because your company story should be tailored to what they're looking to fix. You don't just come in and go, oh, we've been around for 30 years and you should buy from us because everybody trusts us on Google. That's not enough to sell you and your company for the needs of this person. It's putting them in a box. So you're just basically telling them they're like everybody else. You want to tailor this. So let's say they have an issue on one side of the house and you're just trying to fix that specific issue, right? If you've gotten the story out of them earlier on why they need to get that fixed and how much that bothered them, then you can tailor your company story to their personal story. Now, I will say this is where a really good presentation software comes in handy, because this is probably the most boring part of your sales process. So you need to be able to keep your customer's attention during this moment. So I like to use a presentation software, something that pulses or blings, something that's going to grab their attention, and you just get permission to show that to them real fast by just saying, hey, you know what, let me just show this to you really quickly. It'll really save us a lot of time when it comes to any questions that you might have about us. And you just bust it out right there. It takes you 20 to 30 seconds, sometimes a minute, and that's a really quick company story. Number 3 is my all-time favorite sales strategy I've ever used that has closed me more deals than probably any other thing I've ever done. It's called rinse and repeat, and this is why I call it rinse and repeat. Once you're done signing a deal and you're on your way out the door, you turn to the customer and you ask them this question. You say, hey, can I ask you something? Why did you decide to buy from me? What was it about me and my company that made you choose us? Guys, I gotta tell you, this is so powerful because it gets them to sell you on why you. And this is important for a couple reasons. One, it helps with cancellations, right? People normally don't call you back the next day and cancel that project. So if you are experiencing a high cancellation rate, you're not building enough value essentially in your company. The second part of this is all this information helps you close the next deal. You should be asking every single client that you've sold this question, because you can use it tomorrow and the next day and the next day. There's a bonus to this strategy as well. You can use it when you're closing deals. Let's say you're with a client and they're not sure if they want to move forward, but then they say something that makes them move forward. Maybe it's, hey, honey, we should just go ahead and do this anyways, or hey, it's not going to get any cheaper, or hey, it's this, hey, it's that. Insert their answer to their own objection. Use that answer to the next objection that comes up. And I'll give you an example of this. I was sitting with a homeowner one day, and they weren't sure if they wanted to move forward. And all I said was, hey, totally makes sense that you want some time to think it over. And I paused for 3 to 5 seconds. And they said, yeah, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways because we really liked what your company brought. I was like, that's awesome. So a couple months later, I was in the same situation. It reminded me of it. And I repeated back what that customer said 2 months ago. And they bought right there. And so you're able to get into the logic of what your customer is thinking and the psychology of what your customer is thinking. Please remember to subscribe to this channel for a lot more content at closing deals and home improvement. And don't forget, guys, I have an objection framework that's absolutely free. Go ahead and download the objection framework now. It's yours. It gets sent to your inbox, and you will be off to the races.